Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Switchball. This game was released in 2008 by Atomic Elbow, published by Sierra, and it's a game that's eerily similar, but, well, dissimilar in many ways, to the game Ballance, a game that I recently Let's Played. And so I'll do some comparisons to the game, but again, the game was released 4 years after Ballance, so it's basically your ball physics game with, well, a little bit of a kick. So let's go ahead and play the game. I'm going to choose free play versus time play, as this is just kind of a walkthrough to show you hidden paths and things you can do in the level, and there's no point in really speeding through it because I won't have time to really explain everything. So that's my logic behind that. First world we're going to do is Sky. I've already unlocked the Ice World, so I can play ahead a little bit for you there. And we've got 6 levels, so what I'm going to try to do is probably divide it up between 3 levels per episode, unless the levels are extremely long. Then I'll basically improvise there, but we'll see how it goes. Now you'll notice in the intermission screen we had kind of a tutorial on how to use the mouse. You can use the mouse to move the ball around, but I prefer to use the keyboard. I'm very used to the game Ballance. I became very practiced at it, and if you use the keyboard, it's pretty much very similar to Ballance. The physics are just slightly different though. There's also various cameras you can do, and the one thing I really don't like about this game, and I think it's kind of shitty, is that it doesn't tell you what camera you're using. So if you press C to change the camera, well, you can't really tell what you're doing. You know, what camera is on there anyway. And only one of these camera angles, or sorry, only one of these camera settings, rather, allows you to change the angle that you're viewing everything at. And so what I'm going to do is leave it at this camera for now. The other camera setting pretty much rotates the camera as you play along, as you saw there, but I'd rather not do that. This gives me a little bit more control and allows me to show off certain parts of the level at better angles. And it's more similar to Ballance too. Another thing you can do with the camera is zoom in and zoom in and zoom out. And you can do that with any camera angle, I think, or any camera setting. So I'm going to be monkeying around with that, just trying to figure out what camera angles I want. So I apologize if that makes you dizzy or if you don't like that, but that's one thing about these types of 3D puzzle games, is that the camera angle is really important. If the camera angle is not properly lined up, then it will just completely screw you up. I'm going to go this way with the camera angle here. Here's another feature that we've got. Again, this game came out with the physics cards. When the physics cards came up with the physics processing unit, the PPU, and with the AGA engine, which was the physics engine that this used, you had to have a physics processing unit or a separate card to kind of enjoy these physics puzzles, I suppose. And it kind of enhanced the game. Now, thankfully, physics has been absorbed by NVIDIA, and I've got a GeForce card, an NVIDIA GeForce 670, which I believe takes care of the physics engine. So I can use the physics without a problem. I just have, well, the only thing you have to really watch out is if you want to play this game, you do have to install the physics legacy drivers, otherwise it will not run. So keep that in mind. I'm going to continue to the next level. The next level actually has a hidden path to it. And as far as I'm aware, and as far as I've been able to research, there are 7 hidden paths in the entire game. And there's only one in the first world, which is the Sky World. Now, this level's a little more difficult, but it's not too bad. What it does is it introduces us to a new type of ball. And that is a steel ball. Steel ball is just a little bigger. And unlike Ballance, the balls are a different size. So different size balls can give you access to different areas, which is a neat little feature. I wouldn't be surprised if they looked at the game Ballance and said, okay, we like this thing, we like that thing, but we don't like this thing about Ballance, and they decided to build off of that. I definitely wouldn't say this is a clone of the game, but I can definitely see how some people could have thought that this was a game, was a rip-off of Ballance, but I really don't think it is, although it is a fun game. Don't get me wrong, I do like it. And the puzzles are getting pretty creative. I've already played ahead quite a bit, And the puzzles are starting to get really interesting, especially considering the physics engine and the capabilities of physics. Like this, for example, this nice little fabric here. Well, yeah, it's nice, and they actually do some interesting things with that later on. And there is a hidden path down here, you'll see. We're going to get that as a second playthrough of this level. And there's only one hidden path, of course, in Sky World. I'm going to rotate the camera here. What you need to do here is just roll down here and just push these blocks over here. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you do need some sort of a direction to go in. Something to roll on top of, that is. I really enjoy these physics games. It's kind of amazing how physics games have really evolved over the past 10, 15 years. Now, something like this would have been completely unthinkable, I think, perhaps 10 years ago. Although Ballance was 10 years ago in 2004, and this was 4 years ago in 2008, the physics engine for this game was much more advanced than Ballance. Although Ballance was very good in a minimalist sort of way. And that's kind of creative puzzle there. That kind of threw me up for a while the first time I played this game. And our goal, of course, is to go from one gyrocopter, these are the gyrocopters, to the next gyrocopter. And I'm going to replay the level, and I'm also going to skip just a little bit ahead so I can show you the hidden path, so be right back. Alright, the hidden path is underneath this, and what you need to do is kind of line yourself up here. I would say kind of like that would work. It's not perfectly centered, I don't think, but I think we'll be okay. Okay, hopefully this works. Okay, good. That actually took quite a bit of effort. You'll also notice the difference between this and Ballance is that the camera angles are divided up into 45-degree segments instead of 90-degree segments. So, that's something a little different. So you gotta get a little bit better angle there if you need to view something. Well, I'll try to keep this camera setting pretty much this way for the majority of the game, unless I need to change it. But the problem is that it doesn't tell you what camera setting you're on, and I do not like that. You kind of have to just figure it out. When you can't rotate the camera angle, you're at the wrong setting. So, go figure. I could have had some sort of icon to show you this, but they didn't. Anyways, moving on to the next level. You'll also notice in the intermission screen they mentioned something about a cannon. We're not going to be worrying about a cannon in the Sky World, or, you know, or at least this episode or the next episode just yet, but we will be worrying about the cannons soon enough. So, just keep that in mind. And I like these little tubes here. It kind of reminds me of McDonald's Playland or something. Although I think a child would probably get stuck in something like that, so. And also we got these little things. These balls, these stone balls, which will push us off of the ledge. So you just have to kind of wait for them, and there you go. I like these little fabric parts. They kind of bounce along the fabric. It's amazing to me how far games have really come in the last 10-15 years. By the way, since you kind of have infinite lives in this game, I'm going to go show you what happens if you don't deal with this and just go straight through. There's kind of a nice little teeter-totter here, see? It'll actually tilt the plank forward. Oh, wrong way, by the way. It'll actually tilt the plank forward, and what you need to do is push this little steel block over on the other side of the plank. And I like that it kind of resets itself after each checkpoint like Ballance does. There we go. Just put it right there on the edge of the platform, and it shouldn't throw you off. Whoops. And I'll put that over there too, just in case. You don't really have to put that extra block there, but I did just because. Now, you'll see there's a big set of blocks there. Well, we can't do anything about that yet. But what we can do is we can go up here and push this down. And there you have it. And that will actually knock those blocks out of the way. Hopefully you got to see that on screen. I tried to get there quick enough so you could see it. A lot of these platforms, by the way, have nothing underneath them. It looks like there's something underneath them, but it's just kind of steampunk artistry behind it. So, anyways, that takes care of level 3. So I'll go ahead and end the level. And thank you so much for watching. On the next episode, we're going to take care of levels 4 through 6 of the Sky World. And also what's nice is this game will actually tell you what time it is below the level complete circle. So in case you've been playing it too long and you don't know what time it is anymore, you know, it'll tell you that. But anyways, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.